Hello and welcome back to We Are the Goodison Gang. My name is, of course, Adam. We've got a special guest tonight on We Are the Goodison Gang.
Hiya, Adam. It's Giulia Bould here from BBC Sport and also behind the BBC Sounds podcast series, Everton, Nothing Will Be the Same. And yeah, thank you for having me on the Goodison Gang. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks very much for coming on. So let's get straight into it tonight. How do you think that the takeover's been with all these rumours that Dan Friedkin is going to be in charge?
Yeah, it's been a lot, hasn't it? It's been quite chaotic. And literally just a few hours ago, before I'm talking to you, we just got the news that, the Friedkin Group's got the exclusivity now. So that feels, I don't know about you, it feels a bit like there is a huge step forward there. It feels like a corner has been turned, that's for sure. And having a look at, he's obviously got, I think it's £4.8 billion net worth. Well, that's a huge amount of money he's got. And he already owns Roma, so he knows about running a football club. And I was speaking to some Roma fans today who have been pretty impressed by how he's run the club. The only disappointment they've got is they said, we haven't yet qualified for Champions League football. And that's been a big aim of Roma's, as it would be for Everton as well. But on the other side of that, he has only had the club since 2020. So a couple of years of that, his first couple of years were in the pandemic. So that's difficult to navigate anyway. But also what they did say was the club was in a lot of financial problems. They breached FFP, which is obviously the European equivalent of PSR, so financial fair play rules. And, he stabilised the club. They were in a very similar situation to Everton in that players had to be sold to help with the finances. It all feels very familiar. So I can certainly see why he was drawn to Everton. He's described it as the sleeping giant. He loves the fan base. He loves the passion. So I think it feels exciting. Yeah, I think it could be a really good thing, this. And it certainly feels different, doesn't it, to 777. I don't know. It feels a lot more positive tonight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've seen in recent months that we've been lacking that under Macheri, and I do agree that Friedkin will be the right one to take us forward. As we all know, we've lacked trophies over seasons, and with the financial fair play, with Bradford being linked up with Man United and all of that. So I do think that Friedkin will be a good one, and will be a lot of Evertonians who I've been speaking to. They agree with me that they're excited to see Dan Friedkin buying Everton, and that I'm positive because to get that job over the line, till we can just get the money, buy bigger players, give Dyche a boost to the squad, and that. So yeah,
it definitely feels. Yeah, it feels like we can all breathe a little bit tonight, doesn't it? For once, after a lot of stress for what feels like a long, long time, it certainly feels much more positive. And I think you're completely right there. I think Mr. Macheri has had enough of the club, hasn't he? He just wants to move on, and that's what happens in business. Business
most
moves
of us
on.
Evertonians have had enough of him too, as well.
Yeah, I think, it's been a difficult sort of reign for him, hasn't it, really, with the club? It hasn't panned out. I think everyone's got a bit of apprehension and a bit of nerves tonight because everyone remembers when he came on board and, there was a lot of positivity. So I think sometimes there's a little bit of skepticism about this new one. But yeah, I think as well, maybe, I think in fairness to Mr. Macheri, probably didn't quite maybe realise the level of passion at Everton. If you're a fan base, as we all know, you know every single minute detail of the club. So, it's going to be an interesting few weeks because I think it'll be done relatively quickly now. I don't think it'll be like 777, which went on from September last year to June to start this month as we're talking
I never
now.
get that. What if that just dragged? Like before September, it was literally coming through like one day after another, and saying about, it's really, really close, it's really, really close, and all of that. But anyway, I'm pleased that we moved away from 777, because listening to them and fans saying that they're clowns and that, I do agree that they wouldn't be the right fit for the football club if they're a bit like Macheri, struggling with the money and that, and the owe people, and they're not paying straight away. But no, the Premier League, how horrible they're being with us. And that.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously what happened last season was incredibly unusual with, PSR charges and points deductions. I hope we don't see the like of that again. I think it was, I've spoken about it a lot, about the lack of transparency to do with sanctions and how these policies work. I think the Premier League's probably learned quite a lot of lessons themselves, in fairness, in that, going forward, things do need to be set very clearly. And I think they've accepted now that in the current system, the current guise that it is in, PSR doesn't really work. It's not really doing what it was supposed to do. So there's going to be some tweaks to it as well. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully, a calm few weeks, everyone enjoy the last few weeks, and then everyone goes back to Goodison, and then Goodison gets its goodbye in a positive way, which I think is perfect for it as well. I'm sure you agree with that,
oh yeah,
we're not going to be talking about PSR and all that kind of stuff.
No. Okay, we're going to move away now from the takeover. How do you think that Sean Dyche has done throughout the season, with the 10-point deduction reduced down to 4, then the other 2-point deduction? I give him huge, massive credit, because he's been brought in last season to do the job to keep us up in the Prem, done it. Then it's not fair that he's had to be in this situation where we've had point deductions. It's not his fault or the players. It's at the top of our football club and to do with the Premier League. And I do feel for Sean Dyche, and I gave him huge credit. And I think that his lucky tracksuit saved us as well as him. I really do.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's definitely the tracksuit that's the good luck charm. Absolutely. I fully agree with you, Adam, there. He can't now change the tracksuit. He's going to have to just stay in a tracksuit forevermore. But no, I agree with you. I think everything that's gone on, I'm not aware of a Premier League manager ever having the amount of difficulties that he's had in a very short space of time as well. It's sort of a year and a half since he came in. And my goodness, he's had everything to deal with that you don't want to deal with as a Premier League manager. Even, he's had so many freak injuries or injury situations where players have had to be out longer term. And it was a small squad anyway. He describes it as a thin squad because the numbers are thin. I think he's done. I think you'd be hard pushed to find a manager that could have coped as well. Because it's been very stressful. The interim board situation and things like that means that he's often had to answer questions in press conferences about things that are not really anything to do with him, but he's been the sort of the front person for the club. And I think he's done it so well. He says, I'll always sit here and I'll be as truthful as I can with everything. And I think he is. And I think once, the week at Goodison where it was 3 wins in 6 days, I don't think anyone predicted. If anyone did predict that, I'd love to hear from you, because I'd like to know the lottery numbers as well.
So would I.
Because I don't think anybody saw that coming. And then also he's done what nobody could do since Moyes and win a Merseyside derby convincingly. I may add as well, a 2-0 scoreline, and it was, Liverpool couldn't get, anywhere near the goal. I think, he deserves a huge amount of credit. I don't think he will always get it maybe outside of Everton. I don't think he will necessarily get it maybe on a national or an international scale. I don't think everyone goes, oh, look at Sean Dyche, he's done, he's a great manager. But certainly for me, he should have been in the mix for the manager of the season. I was surprised he wasn't.
Well, because he wasn't, then you can tell that's something to do with the Premier League. They either don't like us, or there's something, we don't know what goes and the scenes. But yeah, I really do think that it's his tracksuit. That's why I put my tracksuit on to be like.
I like it. I wish I'd put mine on now. I feel like I'm overdressed. I should have put the trackie on as well. But I think whatever happens with the merchandise this coming season, there's going to be a whole range of tracksuits for everybody to buy.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy one for the farewell game as well. That's going to be very emotional. One more derby at Goodison.
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I want the derby this season to be under the lights one more time, because I think that would be brilliant. One more time.
There would be a chance, wouldn't there, of that as well? So
yeah, because knowing the
great,
TV, yeah.
I never actually thought about that. The fixtures came out, didn't they, last week? And I was too busy sort of thinking about, that's the derby, and then what's the first game, and when's the last game? I actually didn't think, but I think you're spot on, Adam. I'm going to champion that now, and definitely need the derby on because it's on a Wednesday over the park, isn't it?
Yeah.
So why not have it on a Wednesday or a Monday night? A Monday night, that'd do. Monday night football derby.
Yeah. That'd be perfect, just like it was under Ancelotti during the COVID era at that time when it got postponed.
Yes.
I do think that sometime in the future we should try and get Sean Dyche on and give him a good interview, me and you, with his tracksuit.
You don't need me, Adam. You can do it yourself. Don't worry. Yeah, I think he'd get sick of me asking him questions, so I think he'd prefer to talk to you. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
What would you ask him? What would you like to ask him? You could ask him anything, even if it wasn't football related.
I'd ask him about his tracksuit. I'd be like, how come all of a sudden we've started to win games when you put when you got rid of your suit, your shirt, and your pants and your shiny shoes and converted to an Everton trackie, and all of a sudden we've won games. And I'd tell him as much as I'd give him huge credit. I'd go on about the season as much as I love Dyche, and I'm hoping that he'll win games going into Bramley more, and I hope he stays with us and not leave or gets the sack.
Yeah,
but
I think he'd like to, definitely. I think he really likes being Everton manager. He does. He enjoys it. So he's got used to the chaos now.
Yeah. I'd say to him, if you ever want a break, I'll come and work with you and all of that.
Oh my goodness me, yeah. I mean, he'd be quite tough. He puts in some long hours, so yeah.
Yeah. What's it called? I went to my autism group yesterday. We had a game of footy, and they wanted me to be Sean Dyche because, on the touchline when he does like that, talking up and down. So I had to do that. Next time I go to footy, I'll get them to video and I'll send you it.
Oh, then I was going to say, I'm not going to do an impression of him because I've got to go to a press conference and I don't want to be in trouble. But yeah, I liked your impression.
Yeah, it was hilarious, the way I had to be like him.
Yeah. Do you always manage your team or do you play as well?
Both. Because of my asthma, I tend to be the manager.
Right.
And that, but sometimes
and a super
I do
sub.
win.
Manager and a super sub. You just come on at the end.
Sometimes when I score, I think I'm the Charleston. And
there you go.
Because what a legend he is. What are your thoughts?
Would you like to see him back, maybe, as well?
Yeah, I'd have him back. If I had my way, I'd go after him right now before anybody. If I had my way. Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't have the money.
Well, you never know. Who knows?
Just yet.
Fingers crossed.
I do reckon we're going to be rich once Dan Franken comes in. I do think that we'll be very rich because he's got an idea what he's doing. He's been at Roma for God knows. So I do think that he's going to be.
Yeah, well, he's certainly run it. He's got it very stable because it was, it had similar situations and, selling players and things. So, 4 years he's been in charge there and they've definitely started to go in the right direction and that's up. So, fingers crossed. I think he will know what he's doing. I think he's going to love coming to Goodison.
Yeah, I reckon too. And I reckon it's going to get even better. The day we move to Bramley next season, that's the day we'll lift our first trophy.
Oh, wow. Oh, you've set your sets height here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Set your sights at the top.
Sean Dyche will be dancing and having beers and going to listen to his music, as he said in his press conference last time.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll be doing this summer, just enjoying a bit of music before he heads back.
Just a couple more questions. Has the Jack Harrison loan spell being announced yet? Because I've seen on some news articles, but I couldn't see on Everton at all, the football club itself.
Yeah, that's not been completed just yet. There are talks ongoing between Everton and Leeds. It looks like, my understanding right now as we're talking tonight, is it's going to be another season-long loan, which I think Jack will be delighted with, because he absolutely loved being an Everton player. And I think some of the delay has been, it was waiting at the end of the season because Leeds were in the playoffs in the Championship to go up, and obviously they didn't go up. So yeah, I think he'll be delighted. He gets on very well with Sean Dyche as well. Sean Dyche thinks he's got great work ethic. You know, he works really hard. I don't think we've seen towards the end of the season, the second half of the season, I don't think we saw the best of Jack Harrison. However, I think you've got to be fair to him and think there was so much going on. You know, the points deductions, the PSR, all that kind of stuff was going on. And I don't think we saw the best of any of the players, in all honesty, because of the outside stress. You know how draining it is as a fan to be watching it and thinking about all that stuff. And it's the same if you're a player. So, they care about the club as well. But I think, with a pre-season under Dyche, which I know is going to be tough because they have a gaffer's day and he makes them run till the 6th.
It's Dyche's day,
Yeah, so I think, Jack Harrison with that, and I think with everyone a bit calmer and it all feeling a bit more stable, I think we can see some really good things from Jack Harrison. I think there's a really good player in there, and, half the battle is the fact he enjoys it, he loves it. His mum loves it. She goes home and away, I think, as well, doesn't she? Dyche rates him, he gets on with the manager. So to me, that's a perfect starting point now for him to build on last season. So yeah, that should be good. Fingers crossed we may hear something in the coming days.
Yeah, I really hope that soon too, especially if the new kit comes out, and how nice the photo will be as well in the brand new kits. Have you seen any pictures of the new kits or that?
No, I've not seen anything yet. So as soon as it goes in the shops, I'll have a look.
Yeah, someone sent me a little template of what it might look like, but I do think that it would be. But apparently we're going to have a farewell kit for the end of the Goodison era.
Yeah, you could see that as well. Yeah, I think there's so many things in the planning, and there's sort of a theatre show almost that's being planned, and the stage will be on the pitch, and the Gladys Street will be the audience, and the tours are getting extra things added on at Goodison and giving people a chance to sort of say goodbye. So it feels real now, doesn't it? I think once that first game kicks off, everyone will start thinking this is real now, and it's just about enjoying every single minute. And it's a weird feeling, isn't it? Because it's sad on one hand, but actually what comes next is incredible, and we're all excited for that. So it's a win-win situation. It's always hard to say goodbye, isn't it? So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I was just reading up on it. Is there any plans for do you know, for what's going to happen on the final day? Will we all get to go on the pitch, or they're not going to let it?
I think there'll be something in the works. I don't know the exact plans, but of course, there'll be a proper fitting goodbye after that Southampton game, which is the penultimate weekend of the season. And the club are going to start releasing more and more information over the coming weeks and months as well as it goes on. I think as well, it'd be nice if everybody can stay in their seats, because there'll be so much going on the pitch for you to watch and take in, that it'd be a shame if that's ruined. So and there's chances to sort of go around Goodison and all the parts you can't go on a match day, on the tours and things. So if that's kind of what you want to do, I would always suggest going on that, and then just go to that last game if you're lucky enough to get a ticket, because it's going to be probably sell it out 10 times over. But just enjoy it.
Luckily I've just got a membership. My auntie's gonna pay for me. My brother's paying for me. And my auntie's gonna phone Everton up on Monday, because apparently they're on discount for £36.
Fingers crossed for you then. And good on your auntie doing that as well.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say before we finish it up?
No, I was just going to ask you, who's your favourite Everton player? Is it Richarlison? But who about the current squad would you say is your favourite player?
I'd go for Nathan Patterson and Dwight McNeil.
Oh, yeah. I like the Dwight McNeil song. I love Dwight McNeil. Yeah. I'm a big
I seen that on your Alexa yesterday.
Yeah, you know, my Alexa won't stop playing it for no apparent reason. She just plays it, and I don't know why. So I'm assuming she's a big Dwight McNeil fan as well, so which none of us knew. Yeah, I'm a big Jordan Pickford fan as well. Big Jordan Pickford fan.
Yeah. My little cousin's a massive. Before Kevin Campbell died, my cousin actually got him Pickford shirt signed, and Kevin passed it to him. So there's a photo, and that's my cousin, and I'll show you it.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a really nice memento and sort of a nice story as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very sad as well that Kevin Campbell died, Super Kev.
Yeah, he's a lovely man as well. Very passionate Evertonian. But yeah, and again, the picture that's been put up by the club outside at the park end looks amazing. And, you know, that's what Everton's good at, you know, things like that, supporting everybody. So he'll be thought of as well on that first game back. So yeah, that'll be nice tribute to him.
Okay, right, we're going to finish it up now. Thank you very much for coming on the channel.
Oh, it was my absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it. And good luck with your channel. And if anyone's watching, make sure you subscribe to Adam's channel as well.
Nice one. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.